Hello everyone, Javeria here, and today I'll be showing you how to sew these super easy and super cute ruffled zipper pouches, and they are perfect back to school projects. So let's look at the supplies. Okay, let's get started with the tutorial. So first thing what you're gonna do is cut out your body pieces and your lining pieces from the template which is given. Currently I am making the smaller version. There are two versions given in the template. I'll be making the smaller one, and I have already cut out my main body pieces and I have fused them to the interfacing which you can see at the back. Alright, so next I'm gonna go ahead and make the ruffles on my ruffle pieces. Okay, so next I'm gonna show you how to turn your strips into ruffled pieces like these. So this is my strip for the red color. So first off, I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the edges using a zigzag stitch, and the end result will be like this one. Over here you can see. So I'm gonna use a zigzag stitch. I'm gonna show you right now. So I will be using this stitch right here to finish up the edges of my red strip like I did for all the other pieces. Okay, so now that my edges are done, I am gonna add ruffles on the other side, on this side. Add ruffles, I am gonna select the longest stitch length over here, the straight stitch, and I'm just gonna start sewing from this side till I reach the other end. So now you can see that I'm done with my straight stitches on one side, and on the other side I have finished off the edges using a zigzag stitch. So now I'm gonna add ruffles. To add them, I'm just gonna hold the thread, the top thread or the bottom thread. It's up to you, but I think if you use the bobbin thread you can do it much easier. So I'm just gonna hold it, and I'm just gonna start pulling the fabric to one side, and you can see that the ruffles have started to form. So keep on doing it till your final length is 9 inches. So I'm almost done. I'm just gonna measure and check if this length is 9 inches or not. So as you can see, it starts from here until here it's 9, so I'm just gonna place it here and check, and if it's not 9 inches, I can just adjust the ruffles to make it bigger. So you can see that it is 9 inches, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is. So likewise, I have all the other colors done the same way, and they're all 9 inches. So this is it. So we are done with making our ruffles. Now the next step is gonna be how to attach. To make the ruffles, we first need to draw some lines on our piece. So the first line that I'm gonna draw is gonna be 1/2 inch from the top edge. So this is my top edge. I'm gonna place my rule on top, and you can see that this is 1/2 inch away, so I'm gonna draw a line over here. And I'm just gonna use this normal fabric chalk, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw this line. This line is eventually gonna disappear, so you don't have to worry about it. Next line that I'm gonna draw is gonna be 1 inch from here. So placing this rule, another line, so you have to draw 4 lines because you have 4 ruffle pieces. So there you go, you have your 4 lines. So the next step is gonna be to stitch the ruffle pieces on top of these lines, and you're gonna stitch it so that the finished edge is facing the right side. And I'm gonna start from here, and I'm gonna stitch all the way on this edge and continuously placing it on top of the line that I just drew. So let me just go ahead and pin this in place first. So that's it. Next, I'm just gonna go ahead and sew along this edge, and I'm gonna use a seam allowance of 1/8 inch. So when you're starting, make sure you do a couple of back stitches, and then you can continue. Even at the end, you have to do some back stitches so that it doesn't come off. you can see that I have already attached sewn all the ruffle pieces, and they're facing upwards, and we need to bring them down. And to do that, I am gonna press it very lightly using a very low heat. So just lightly press so that you don't distort the ruffles. And focus on the top part, like where the stitches are. If you guys flatten out, I'm going to repeat for the rest of the ruffles, just like that. And here's the final one. Okay, so it's all done. So you can see the ruffles are now facing downwards and they're all settled. So next I'm gonna work on the zipper, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. Next step is to make the zipper tabs, which are gonna be stuck on either side of the zippers. So before I start doing that, first off I am gonna join these two ends which are apart by using just a small drop of glue. I'm gonna place the glue over here. This is just a temporary sort of thing, so it doesn't matter if you glue it. So you can see that there's a very tiny drop of glue over here, and quickly I'm just gonna put these two ends together and hold it for a few seconds till the glue dries off. So this is just gonna hold the two ends together. You can also sew it in place, but I think just gluing it is way easier. So just hold it for a couple of seconds till the glue dries off. So I think that's it. The glue has dried off. I'm just gonna keep the zipper aside for now, and then I'm gonna take my zipper pieces. So you need two of them. So the length that you have to cut is given in the description on the blog post. So I'm gonna fold it into a half, and I'm gonna press it. Next I'm just gonna open the fold, and I'm gonna bring these outer edges towards the center crease and just press it again. Similarly for the other side. So you have everything pressed towards the center, and I'm just gonna fold this thing again back on itself from the center crease and press again. So do this for the other piece as well. Here are two of my folded pieces. So next what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna place it on top of my zipper, and I'm gonna sew from a straight stitch all along over here so that the zipper is sewn in place. Here I'm gonna do a straight stitch. Similarly, I'm gonna do it at the back end. Just put this inside it and do a straight stitch all along this edge, this folded edge over here. Once you're done sewing your zipper tabs, you're just gonna go ahead and chop it off using your scissors. Just cut these ends out of place. So this is the bigger version that I just did, and as you can see, I have attached 5 ruffles instead of 4. So this one is already done. Now I'm gonna show you how to sew in the zipper along with the lining. So this is my zipper piece. I have finished it. I have covered it with the tab, as you can see, as I showed you earlier. So I'm just gonna snip off these edges. So okay, so this is done. So next I am gonna put the zipper on top of the right side of my pouch piece, and the zipper pull is gonna face down like this. Okay, so next on top I'm gonna place the lining fabric right side facing down. So this is my right side, it's gonna face down, and this is my wrong side facing up. Next I'm just gonna pin it in place, and I like to use the clover clips. They come in something like this, and I'm just gonna pin it in place. Aligning the zipper edge and the body edge as well as the lining edge. Make sure you keep your ruffles out of the seam from being caught into the seam. So I have pinned it in place. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and sew this whole thing now. Okay, so I have just sewn in the zipper. As you can see, I've used yellow thread so that it becomes a little bit clearer where I have sewn. So you can see I've just finished adding zipper to one side, and this is the right side of the lining. When you flip over, you can see that the seam is hidden inside, and it will be covered by the lining. So next you can see that it doesn't look so good, so I'm just gonna go ahead and press it in place to make it look more professional, to give it a more finished look. So just hold it down and make sure to keep it away from the zipper tab, because it can melt it. The heat can melt the zipper tab, so just keep it away, and on the lining just give it a nice press. There you go. Now it looks much better, and even from the front you can give it a press. Okay, so all the pressing is done. I'm gonna attach the zipper to the other side of the pouch, to the back side. So this is my back side. I have kept it plain, but you can also add ruffles if you want to the back side. So just like I did earlier, I'm gonna place the back side, right side facing up towards me, and then I'm gonna place the zipper facing down. So this is the right side of the zipper, and here's the zipper pull. So I'm just gonna place it on top with the zipper pull facing down, and then I am gonna put the lining piece with the right side. This is the right side facing down, and this is the wrong side. So the right side is facing down and the wrong side is facing up. I'm just gonna place it on top, aligning the edges of the bottom piece and the zipper as well as the lining. So I'm just gonna pin it in place, and then I'm gonna sew it using my zipper foot. Okay, so I've just finished sewing the other side, and I'm gonna flip it over, and you can see that on one side I have this lining, and on the other side I have the other lining. And again, I'm gonna go ahead and press it in place because it's looking very out of the place. It needs some pressing. Just use a not so high temperature, and if your fabric is very light, don't press it for too long because this is the finished. You're almost done with the pouch and you don't want to burn the fabric at the end, so be careful while pressing. And I'm gonna flip over to the right side. This is gonna be my right side. Give it a nice press. And then you're done with attaching your zippers. Zipper step is done. So congrats if this is your first time attaching zipper. Next, I am gonna assemble the whole pouch together. So to do that, first I'm gonna bring the two sides together, two right sides together, the exterior pieces together, and I'm gonna place it on top of each other. And next I am gonna sew along the side, this here and this here, as well as the bottom edge. So this side, this bottom edge, and this side, I'm gonna sew it in place. First I'm gonna pin it, and then I'm gonna sew it, just to hold the two together. Make sure the edges, raw edges, are matching. So now I'm gonna sew it, and then I'm gonna show you the next step. So you're done sewing the two exterior pieces together. You're gonna do the same for the lining pieces. Bring the right sides of the lining together and sew along this edge, and the bottom edge, just like you did for the exterior pieces. Okay, so my sides and bottom edges are done, and one thing I forgot to mention earlier was you have to leave a 3-inch gap at the bottom edge, like I have done over here. I've sewn from this end till this end, and there's an opening over here, so I'm gonna use this opening to turn the right side out when the whole pouch is done. Okay, so the next step is gonna be to sew these edges. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold the pouch like this, and I'm gonna bring the two edges close together like this, and I'm gonna stitch it along this edge. So I'm gonna do it for both sides. I'm gonna bring them together and sew them together to make a bottom edge, to make a bottom, flat bottom. So all my sides I have sewn together. And when you're sewing, make sure that the two seams are matching at the point, like both of them should match with one another. It should not go right and left, forward and backward. And I'm going to do the same thing for these two edges on my lining piece, making sure that the two seams are matching from here and here. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew these two edges together. All my sewing is done. I have sewn all the edges together, and except for this one over here. So now I am gonna turn the right side out through this hole. Just push through this hole, and there you go. You have your lining right side out, and then you can go ahead and push the inside of the fabric, outside of the pouch. Make sure you poke all the seams so that the corners come out nicely. Arrange it. So like this. You give a nice press to it. Flatten it like this. And just press it. You need to be really careful because this is going to be your last pressing, as your pouch is already done and you don't want to burn the fabric. So really carefully press it. And the final step is going to be to close off this edge that we left open earlier. So you can just do a slip stitch or top stitch it in place, fold it towards the inside so that the edges are hidden, and then just sew along this line. I'm just gonna do it and show you in a while. Closed off this edge that we left open earlier, and I've used a seam allowance of 1 by 8 inch. Just push it inside and your pouch is ready. There you go. It's a nice big pouch, and this is the smaller version, as you can see over here. So these are your two pouches. You can use it for anything, for makeup storage or pencil stationery storage. So these are the two sizes. This is the bigger one and this is the smaller one. Alright, thanks for watching.